According to the New York Times' Maggie Haberman, Donald Trump has apparently been telling his close allies that he expects to be reinstated as President of the United States by August. Now, we don't really know why. There's no clear explanation as to why the August month was chosen, but we have heard this from people like Michael and Dell. The Q people believe that August is when it's all going to unfold and Trump is going to be reinstated as president. And apparently, the man has been listening to these nut jobs for so long that he now believes he is going to be president again, somehow, some way, in August. Part of what he believes, according to the reports, is that the recount, or the audit, taking place in the state of Arizona is somehow gonna give him the presidency, even though it can't. Let's assume for a second, okay, real quick. Let's assume for a second that some massive plot is uncovered in the state of Arizona that did in fact rob Trump of the state. Now, those of us living in reality know it didn't happen, but let's just play along with their delusion for just a moment. Let's assume that that is what happened. And so they come back, and we go through lengthy court battles, and they decide, you know what, we're going to award the electors from Arizona to Donald Trump. Do you know what that does for the outcome of the 2020 presidential election? Nothing. Nothing at all. Joe Biden would still have won the Electoral College, so nothing changes. And of course, that's all assuming that all of these weird conspiracies somehow happen to be true, which again, those of us in reality, we know that they're not. But I think what this report tells us most of all is actually a confirmation of what Donald Trump's niece said months ago, and that is that the president managed to, or former president, managed to gaslight himself into believing his own crazed conspiracies. If what Haberman is saying is true, if Donald Trump is actually out there telling his friends and allies that he is going to be reinstated as president by August, then that means he has been sucked into his own delusions. When you're dealing with someone who cannot distinguish fantasy from reality, that's a very real problem. That is a severe mental health issue that needs to be addressed by professionals. So again, if this report is true, Donald Trump needs help. Donald Trump absolutely needs a team of people working on him if he thinks he is going to be reinstated as president of the United States by August. Let's also not forget the fact that there really are no mechanisms in place in U.S. law or in U.S. precedents at all that would call for a former president to be reinstated if a former election was found to somehow be fraudulent. There's no mechanism for that anyway. So I don't understand how these people can believe such crazy conspiracies when there's not even anything to back it up, anything to say that what they're assuming could happen, because it can't. And it drives me insane. I mean, I almost feel like I am the one that needs mental help after having to talk about this for months and months and months, because these people simply don't get it. They're so disconnected from reality that they have become part of their own delusions. And now, again, if this reporting is accurate, it would appear that Donald Trump has been sucked into the delusion as well.